Okay, so just a drop D here, D, A, D, G, B, E, and a lot of just different riffs packed into this one. So we'll start with this kind of first bit, and this starts with a big open drop D power chord. All right, and then we get into this kind of funky kind of mid-string picking with the open chord and some palm muting here. So just a real quick open low D power chord. Then we come up to G string here, we go 9, and then a little hesitation, then we go D string, 8, 9, 7 on the G. Alright, and then we do a palm muted open low D, about 6 of those, or 7 of those, something like that. And then we go back to the mid strings here, we go 9G, then we go 8, 9, D, come up high now, and go 8 on the B. Okay. After that one, we do the same back to the low D palm muted, but there's kind of this little hitch in it. Like we do a couple, then like hesitate, and then do 4 more. Something like that, you know. Alright, it's this weird little slight variant in it. So after that, we start the whole thing over again. But once we get into that second high run, what we do there is we do the second run through, we go 9G, 8, 9D, and then we come up to the B, we bend the 10, release it off to 8, and then go back to 9G, 8B, 9G. So, okay, so every other time we switch it with that ending. And we go through that whole thing a couple times, and then there's this little transitional interlude where it's just open, low power chord, real staccato, cut it, 2 more, cut it, do that twice, so just something like that. And from there, the next riff, we get into this kind of triplet feel, like this galloping. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, palm muted, open, low Ds. All right, and then we're gonna do these bends on the G with the B string under it. So we'll bend the G, and then we'll have a kind of that unison note under it. So we start here at the 5G with the 3 on the B. Okay, so we went. All right, do the same 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Move up a fret, so we got bend 6G with the 4B. And with this, we kind of bend it, hit it again at the top. All right, and now we'll come up high, and we'll bend the 10G, 8B, move it down a fret, bend the 9G with the 7B. All right, and then essentially do the whole thing over again, but instead of coming up to the 10 to 9 bend, every other time we'll do bend 11G with the 9B, and then bend the 10G with the 8B. So we're just shifting that up a fret every other time. And then the second guitar will kind of come in and do a little something over the top of it, so you can kind of mix them together if you want. The first guitar keeps doing the same, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 with the bends, does that same deal. But then the second guitar, it comes over the top of it, where every other time, instead of it doing the bend, it'll do like a power chord over the top of it. So the first time through, it'll just do 4th fret to 2nd fret. All right, you go through the bends again. All right, and then the second run through, it does 5 to 4. All right, so just a second guitar going over the top of it if you want to play that part. And after that, we get into these kind of parallel mid-string riffs here, these real kind of chromatic vibe mid-string riffs. So the first guitar is doing it here at the 7G, then it goes a couple 6s on the D, just shifts down, we'll have a 7G, and then on the D string we go 5, 4, 5, 6, and then that'll essentially just kind of reset us back to that first spot. And we're kind of palm muting this too, so it's like it just cranks that out. And then the second guitar comes in a little bit later, doing the same type of feel, just at a different spot. and it'll be up here higher on like the B and G string. So for that we go 10 on the B, a couple eighths on the G, shift down, 9 on the B, and then G we go 7, 6, 7, back to 8, and then we're at our first spot. Okay, so those kind of just end up going over the top of each other. And then we get to the outro, which is kind of divided up amongst two different riffs. The first one, these are all pretty like low chromatic style riffs. We bump it up a fret, so now we're kind of like in a D sharp feel. And we hit the first fret, just power chords. And then we go 1, 2, 1. Do it again. Then we go 1, 2, 4, 2, and then the alternating time, every other time, we do the same 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and then we come up to 5, 4. Alright, and then after that, we get into kind of this final riff that, you know, goes back and forth with that previous riff. And this is real chromatic. We'll be down here at that first fret again. And this is all just power chords. We go 1, open, 1, 2, and we just crank that out like 7 times. And then to the first time, we do our 4 to 2. Okay, do the same 1, open, 1, 2 again, 7 times. And then finish every other time with the 5 to 4.